Hey everybody, this is Ralph and this is another edition of Pure Fishing, and I got a request to show you some stuff you can do on High Rock from Wesley. So Wesley, thank you so much for sending that request. I did get one day on the water, and me and my daddy really caught the heck out of them. This time of year, it's hot. The water temperature was about 88, pushing 90 degrees surface temperature. We were fishing in about 11 to 18 foot of water. That's where your fish relatively are. Best creek, I think, right now this time of year is Second Creek, due to the fact that so many tournaments take off from Tamarack. You got the BFLs, you got the big fish tournaments, you got just club tournaments and everything else. So a lot of tournaments take off from there. If you haven't fished High Rock, another good creek is Abbott's Creek. You got Flat Swamps, you got Crane. So those are really good creeks. And then another thing you can do is go up the river. If you go up the river, the water's moving. The water's probably almost 5 to 10 degrees cooler up there, but it is moving water. So if you do come down to High Rock, that's some suggestions to you. Me and my dad were throwing, my dad was throwing a Cinco by Biz Baits. He was tipping the tail with a little chartreuse, and he was throwing it on a 3/8 ounce tungsten head pegged. I was actually throwing a Reaction Innovation Beaver, black and blue, pegged with a 3/8 ounce tungsten head. And I also I caught one on a Rapala DD10 bluegill color. The big key to throwing these crankbaits this time of year is you got to be hitting the bottom. If you're not hitting the bottom, you're not doing any good. It's weird because if it hits that bottom and bounces off one of them rocks, it just causes a reaction strike and they jump all over it. Another bait that a lot of guys throw this time of year is a monster worm. This right here is a South African monster worm, and a lot of guys throw the black, straight black, the green pumpkin, dip the tail. So that's another good bait you can throw, and they also throw this on a big shaky head on points. So this time of year, you want to be fishing points, you want to be fishing out spots, catching those fish that can move up and down. I primarily catch a lot of fish on the bridges. I love bridge fishing. The reason I love bridge fishing is you've got deep water in the middle, and you've got 4 points that you can fish at any time. And them fish can move up and down to feed, up and down all day long, and you can always seem to catch several fish on the bridge. So listen, I hope you enjoy this video. Hit the like and subscribe button. I also would like to say thanks. I seen Anthony at my Walmart up the street, and he was one of my subscribers. He recognized me. So Anthony, thank you. I'm going to try to take him fishing one day. I'd like to say hey to Michelle down at Tamarack. I'm sending her a hat and a bracelet. And I thank you all for subscribing and liking the video. Again, this is High Rock, just a few fish we catch on the day. I will be sending some more bass fishing tips on High Rock, so just keep hitting the like button, keep hitting the subscribe button, and don't forget, it's all about pure energy, pure love, and pure fishing. I'm Ralphie, and I'll see you on the water. God bless you.
Alright, we're starting the day off. We're getting a little late start. It's 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm fishing the Abbott's Creek Bridge, throwing a black and blue Beaver by Reaction Innovation, pegged with a 3/8 ounce tungsten weight. As you can see, this fish right here, right before I get ready to wind it in, he jumps all over it. Turns out to be a good 3-pound fish. And anybody that knows me knows I love to fish bridges. It allows them fish to move up and down from deep water to shallow water on 4 points. And this one turns out to be a good 3-pound fish. We do fish around a little bit more. We don't have much luck, so we go over to Second Creek, where most of your bass tournaments take off from in the summer times and in the winter times. So Second Creek always holds a lot of fish. I'm fishing the Tamarack Bridge, and I'm throwing a DD10 bluegill. And one key thing, when you're throwing that crankbait this time of year, guys and girls, you need to make sure that crankbait's hitting the bottom. Catch a good 3.5-pound largemouth. I'm throwing it on 15-pound Seaguar line, a 7/6 rod, David Fritz rod. We fish around, hit a couple docks and everything else. We don't have much luck. Turns out we see some fish busting. As you can see right out front of me, you can see a few fish bust. So we throw up on this flat, which is sitting in about 11 foot of water. We're sitting in about 16 or 17 foot of water. We're pulling it off that flat into the little deeper water. And fish jump right on it. Fish gives me a little jump, makes me smile. What a great day to be off, not working, overcast skies. The water temp's about 88 degrees. It's pretty clear water. I get down, lip the fish. Been eating too many donuts. Time to start the Ralphie diet. Start doing a little bit more breakdancing. A good 3.5 pound largemouth. Give him a kiss. Put him back in. Then my daddy gets in the action. He loves throwing that spinning rod. Whatever you do, do not give him a bait caster. You give him a bait caster, he'll be back there for hours, entertaining himself with a backlash. But he's got him a good fish here. He's throwing a green pumpkin Cinco, which is tipped with a little chartreuse. He's also got his weight pegged. He catches a good 4 pound largemouth. He gives him a kiss, and he doesn't know whether or not he wants to throw him back. So I throw back up on this flat where these fish are feeding. And if you watch this bite, my bait never hits the bottom. Feel him tick it right then, rear back, and the stick. That's when you know you're living right. This fish turns out to be another 3 pound fish. And like I said, these fish are up there feeding on shad, brim, crawfish, about anything right now. Flip in another 3 pound fish. The water is just starting to move. I think they started pulling some water about this time because we started getting a little bit more bites. As you can see, my dad right here, he jumps back into action. He catches about a pound, pound and a half bass. And then what I do next is I get up on the flat because the sun starts to get up, and I throw out in the deeper part and I start bringing it up the incline of this deeper part onto the flat. And about the time I come across a tree limb, this fish jumps all over it. And as you can notice, I try to work this bait back just like a crawfish would be doing. I twitch it like a crawfish would be just bouncing across them limbs. And when I rear back on this fish, you can see that it's still in the brush. Turns out to be a real decent fish. Another 3.5 pound largemouth. decided to get the net on this one. Get the rod tip stuck in the net. You know how it happens. Get it in the boat. Like I said, another good 3.25 pound bass. Move across the lake where there used to be a pier and there's a lot of brush around it. Working that beaver through the brush. Jumps right on it. Just a few twitches. Hits the limb. I do not suggest that. Flipping in the boat, a 3.5 pound largemouth. Head back over to the bridge. This is the Tamarack Bridge. I'm fishing the Tamarack side now. I'm still throwing the beaver. Actually, this fish hits me twice, and I pull off the first time because I thought I was in a fishing net or fishing line. Then he jumps all over it. Water started to come into the creek. And I believe these fish had their heads pointing out the creek. This turns out to be a good 4.5 pound largemouth. At first I thought I had a catfish because it wouldn't come up. And again, another good 4 pound largemouth. So we jump over to the other side of the bridge, working at 11 to 15 foot of water with the beaver. Now getting to about a pound largemouth here. And when you're fishing for fun, every bite counts. So, listen, we had a great day on the lake. I appreciate everybody watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. And guess what? I'll see you on the water. God bless you. Hey everybody, this is Ralphie. I had a little tire trouble on the water today. Had a great day on the water, but stopped by Rock Outdoors with my tire. And Craig down there, he helped me get the tire off. He taught me some new things, and then also he directed me to Todd's Tires down in Lexington, North Carolina. It is on East Center Street, so if you got a problem, this guy's great. Got me back on the road. Again, it is Todd's Tires, so check him out if you ever have any problem, fishermen. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate you getting me back on the water.